Hi all, it's Movie Book Travelers. Our video today is about the funniest stand-upper in the world, about the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's a comedy TV series produced by Amazon Prime. Some days ago the final 5th season of the show aired on a streaming service, so it's time to talk about some interesting facts of the show and to determine the reasons why you should spend your free time watching it.
I love this man. And yes, there is shrimp in the egg rolls.
Mrs. Maisel is a housewife living in NY and enjoying her life. After her husband leaves her, young mother of two, Miriam Maisel, also named as Midge, discovers that she has a talent for stand-up comedy. And here the story takes off. The path from the law to the fame is worth to watch. Mrs. Maisel, who plays an actress Rachel Brosnahan, didn't think she was funny enough for the role of Midge. In the interview with Parade, she emphasized that, "I spent my whole life being told I wasn't funny, and I lost a lot of jobs because of greed. In the beginning her audition didn't go as planned. This was the reason also that affected her confidence." Actress shared her feeling during the audition with Vulture. She underlined, "I thought I had a plague. I was sweating, I was so sick, I could not touch anybody. My feet were sweating so much I had to take my shoes off part of the way through the audition." Though, all her fears about the role were futile, because she was the first choice for the show creators. Amy Sherman-Palladino once mentioned that Rachel was an only actress who didn't express her fear towards stand-up. Amy Sherman-Palladino said, "Stand-up is terrifying," and she came into the audition and knew to lean into the microphone. The moment she did that, we knew we found our girl.
And you.
Interesting is the fact that Mitch is based on a real person. Show creator Amy Sherman-Palladino dreamt up the character with her father in mind. He also was a comedian in 1915's New York City. Moreover, the show draws inspiration from the life of Joan Rivers, the famous American comedy actress. Rachel Brosnahan prepared for the role by watching Joan Rivers' past stand-up specials and performances. Not only Midge, but Lenny Bruce was also based on a real person. Lenny Bruce was a real comedian of the 50s and 60s, known for his controversial acts and bold personality. The show tries to do his legacy justice, often including true stories about him. Midge often wears pink in the show for a reason. It represents the character's positivity. Said custom designer Donna Zakowska to Parade. It became her signature shade because to me it referred to the rose-colored glasses through which Midge sees the world. Moreover, Midge's style is mostly influenced by Audrey Hepburn and Grace Kelly. Based on Donna Zakowska interview, everything from Midge's dress silhouettes to her choice in patterns and hats are inspired by retro stars. Maybe not everyone understood, but Rachel Brosnahan wears a wig in the show. Here stylist Jerry DiCarlo emphasized the mentioned in the interview regarding the wig. "We shortened the wig from the first couple of episodes of the show to make it more perky. She has a perky quality as a character, so we wanted the wig to match." Also, an interesting fact about the show is that the Gaslight Café was a real spot in NYC. The venue where Midge makes her stand-up debut is based on a real place, located at 116 McDougal Street in Greenwich Village between 1958 and 1971. Famous names that played there include Jimi Hendrix, Bob Dylan, Allen Ginsberg, and more. Based on Rachel's interview with Harper's Bazaar, one of the biggest challenges was taking long scenes in one take. She said, "We will shot an entire 6-page scene that moves through multiple rooms in one single shot, which means you have to have it so well memorized that you never mess up a line or a beat."
Too much talking. Boy, are you in the wrong family, kid.
Rachel Brosnahan and Alex Borstein grew up near each other. Brosnahan is from Highland Park, Illinois, while Borstein is from a town less than 10 minutes away called Deerfield. Their relationship, or women's, as they have called it off camera, is as close as they are on camera one. Funny is the fact that Alex Borstein nearly missed her big Emmy win in 2018. Alex said to Parade, "We sat down, and at that moment they announced the nominees for Best Supporting Actress are, so I just made it. So when they called my name, I was so not prepared in any way. Moreover, the gown she was wearing at the awards was her real-life wedding dress."
Alex Borstein.
Alex Borstein.
Come on down!
Rachel Brosnahan thought her nude scene in the pilot was funny. As she underlined, it's not about sex or being sexualized. Midge was hitting a bottom she could not have imagined. Also, Marin Hinkle learned French for her role. The show provided her with a tutor but didn't reveal why she needed one at first. Marin said that, "Basically, I was told that I should learn French. What I did was, I learned how to conjugate verbs." The show is special because even background actors are essential to the show. Watching the actors behind the leads can be just as entertaining as the stars, and there is a reason for that. The show often casts professional dancers for these parts, and sometimes brings in a choreographer to time their movements. In one of the interviews, Rachel Brosnahan underlined that she considers Midge her alter ego. "When I'm nervous, what would Midge do? Is the first thing that comes to my mind. I try to channel her on red carpets when I feel particularly vulnerable."
Good girl, Susie, you're swimming! What are you doing? I'm coming to you. Stop it!
Other interesting facts are that you can actually become Midge in the Mrs. Maisel board game. Everyone can play the game of life, the marvelous Mrs. Maisel edition. You will be able to live through your favorite episodes, try your hand at stand-up and more. Also, the legend Barbra Streisand licensed her songs to the show. The singer is known for not usually allowing TV or movies to use her tracks. She made an exception for Mrs. Maisel after Amy Sherman Palladino wrote her a note, pleading to use certain songs and send her the pilot episode. Barbra emphasized with Hollywood Reporter, "I don't license my songs very often, but I was impressed with how the show digs deep into the song catalogs of the era and doesn't just go with the obvious hits." The marvelous Mrs. Maisel counts 8.7 stars on IMDb and 90% of Rotten Tomatoes. Only mentioned facts are enough to underline how precious the show is, though the most important thing is to watch and enjoy every second of it. The atmosphere and the vibe of the show are unique. It conveys the life of strong, independent woman who fights for her dreams and reaches the peak of her career. Switch on Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, don't miss this perfect opportunity. Thanks for watching our video, please like it and subscribe to our channel, a lot more is coming.
Boys and treat ourselves to a beauty regimen. Sounds fun.